Hello everyone and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video. And today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Sugarman Build-A-Figure Wave X-Man, otherwise known as Nate Gray. Here we have Nate displayed in the front window with his Build-A-Figure pieces. Down at the bottom we get the X-Men logo and then his name at the very bottom. On the side, we're going to have some artwork that doesn't quite match the Age of Apocalypse style, but it's still some very good looking artwork all the same. That is going to be the same on both sides. On the back, we're going to get a product shot here of Nate. We don't get the expanded artwork, so just that simple product shot. But we do also get a quick read-up. Nate Gray travels between dimensions, armed with astonishing psychic powers. Then we have all the other figures needed in this wave to complete the Sugarman Build-A-Figure. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and get this open and take a look at X-Man. And here is X-Man outside of his packaging, and like I said, he is more commonly referred to as Nate Gray in the Age of Apocalypse storyline, and that name should sound familiar because that is the Age of Apocalypse universe version of Cable. In this case, he was genetically engineered by Mr. Sinister using the DNA of Cyclops and Jean Grey, and he was not infected with the techno-organic virus, so we don't have the metallic pieces to him. And interestingly enough, we get a relatively unsure version of Cable. So this isn't a hardened, war hero kind of character. This is somebody who's basically coming to grips with who he is and what his powers are. So an interesting take on an otherwise strong and capable character, and then making him, again, just sort of unsure of what's going on. Although, not to give too many spoilers, he becomes quite pivotal in the Age of Apocalypse storyline, so I think it's really cool that Hasbro did give us a figure based on him. And he doesn't come with any accessories at all other than his Build-A-Figure pieces, which are two of the arms for the Sugarman Build-A-Figure. Now, in standing straight up, X-Man is coming in at 6 3/8 inches tall, which makes about 16.2 centimeters. So again, your normal height, just a little bit taller than 6.5 inches. But since we don't have any accessories to look at, let's go ahead and just jump in here and get a closer look at X-Man. And starting first here with the head sculpt, we're going to have the most recognizable piece here, letting us know that this is Cable, and that is going to be the glowing eye. And I think that is really well done, and I'm really glad that Hasbro included it. And just to kind of cover up the light, you can kind of see how this end here is going to have a bit more orange to it. So it is going to be translucent, but you do have some color fading there from a yellow to an orange. So I really like how that's done. Looks really cool, like even from the side and behind, just seeing that energy emanating from that eye, it's pretty unique looking. I like it. Looking at the rest of the head sculpt, so we get a much younger looking version of Cable here. We still get a little bit of the white hair here at the top, but otherwise he has a pretty 90s haircut there with the long hair on the top. Matter of fact, I think I had this style haircut in high school, parted down the middle and then short on the sides. The face sculpt came out not bad. Just the scowl is, it's fine. I don't have a problem with the scowl. I just feel like they made him look a little too, I don't know, not necessarily old, but I get the sense that in the comic books that this is a young man, like I said, struggling with learning who he is and his powers and things like that. And this doesn't really strike me as looking like a young man. This kind of looks like what I would expect Cable to look like. Looking at the rest of the figure, I did have one spot right there on the neck. I don't know if that's like paint rub or what that is, but you can see that little like blue spot there. But anyway, looking at the rest of the figure, so he's going to have this jacket here that is going to be a little bit short, which is actually really nice. I'll go into the articulation later, but having that short jacket really helps. We can see we get different design going around it. Not bad. Paint could have been a little bit cleaner on these edges, but it's still, it's what I would expect from a Marvel Legends. There we go. And then looking at the arms, again, paint's not bad. It's good sculpted detail there to look like, the sleeves of the jacket. And just the yellow paint is really all we have with this figure. Line work on it looks pretty good. Knee pads look good. So, it came out really good. It's a relatively basic looking design. You just get the sleeved arms, throw a jacket on it, and you're good. And the jacket is going to be kind of a soft material, but it's not as flexible as you would think. Trying to move it over the shoulder, it kind of stiffens up quite a bit there. So that's kind of interesting that it seems to be a more stiff material than, like, say, Gambit's jacket. So now, looking at the articulation, you do have a head, of course, that's going to move all the way around, and you actually get some really good movement there. I'm not even moving the hinge yet, and you have like some head wivel there, back and forth, and it can actually look up and down quite a ways. Again, I'm not even moving the hinge yet. So moving the hinge, he can really bury his chin, all the way down, but he gets that weird lump there. And then if we want to look up, he can look up quite a ways as well. So good movement there. You do have arms that come up at 90 degrees, full rotation. He does have a bicep swivel there, so that works out well. Double jointed elbows. And then he does have a hinge and rotation at the wrists. Now, when I was talking about the jacket being short, so if you kind of maneuver it right, you can get a full ab crunch there, which goes back pretty far, or forward pretty far. And then he can actually go back quite a ways, but that gap there is atrocious. That is crazy amount of gap there, but at least you can move him back some. Let's see, right about there, just before the gap. So you do get some good range there. He does have a very clicky waist rotation. Legs that can come apart about that far. Kick forward, not bad. Backwards, not much. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees. He does have a boot cut, and he has a hinge, and this one was really stiff. I had to heat it up, but he does have ankle pivot. You just might have to heat up the hinge. And that is going to do it for this video, everyone. And overall, I think this figure, much like the rest of this wave, really is just going to be whether or not you're a fan of Age of Apocalypse, the storyline. If you are, this is probably a figure that you're going to get. If you're not, you probably don't really care about this figure, or this entire wave for that matter. So as far as is it worth getting, well, did you like Age of Apocalypse, or do you like the design? Because otherwise, yeah, you could probably pass on him, since the entire wave is based on Age of Apocalypse. But I still think it's a cool-looking figure. I just wish it would have come with at least an extra hand or something. I don't know. No accessories always feels like a bummer. I get that the tooling that they had to do to make the Sugar Man figure is probably pretty expensive, hence the no accessories. So at least that's what I'm guessing. But as I said, that is it for this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below on your thoughts on the Age of Apocalypse wave. I'd love to hear from you. Make sure to subscribe for more content just like this. And as always, thanks for watching my video, and have a great day.